Right, time to start looking for another drained pit of lava. That search certainly didn't go for long. Right, so whatever upgrade is there is just something we're not going to be able to grab until near the end of the game. Or at least however long it takes us to actually find that bloody power bomb. I'm pretty sure I'm saying the phrase power bomb more often than I would if I was playing through a wrestling game. But that just tempts me to do some wrestling games in the future. Now, part of me wants to be a little nervous at the almost airlock we had to go through right there. Or the fact that one of the doors down here is downright destroyed. But considering we just went through a section that felt like an actual vision of hell, and a few of those Metroids actually made it feel like we were in hell, I'm already pretty on edge. Well, those blocks are certainly doing a good job at delaying us, and given the fact that we only had one enemy to deal with in that section, I have the distinct feeling the number of regular enemies is going to be few and far between. On one hand, I've got to admit that less plentiful enemies as we go further down certainly helps make the next batch of enemies seem unnerving. On the other hand, I'm a bit more used to games trying to wear us down with higher-end enemies the further into a game we go. Not psychologically trying to hype us up like this. Okay, that thing is certainly pretty new. And we're certainly starting to run into a number of enemies all of a sudden again. Nothing else, this is kind of a hint that this isn't going to be the final area of the game, but then I only remember that because the last time I played this game, I was distinctly disturbed when the area before the last Metroid was empty. Of course, the locked doors and the lack of super bombs certainly should be evidence of the fact that this isn't the final area as well. Dear God, just how far down this path do we have to go before we're told how many Metroids we're gonna have to kill next? Been a long time since we've seen an elevator. In fact, this might be the first elevator we've seen in this entire game. It's amazing just how much relief I feel whenever we see a save point. Especially now that we're dealing with some heavy hitters down here. If anything, I can't help thinking we wouldn't have minded more save points scattered all over the place. Anyone else find it interesting that in a game that was originally made for a handheld system, there aren't more save points? Oh, there's no way we aren't going to have something to cause the structure to go critical now. There's just no way they'd mention something like that possibly happening unless it was going to happen. Anyway, we've got a power bomb and no way out of here other than just setting it off. I suppose this takes care of the obligatory frantic escape for this game. Interesting that we have a core temperature measurement instead of an explicit timer. Also interesting, we didn't come across any of the energy-hungry Metroids inside of an energy plant. Oh, what the hell is this fresh annoyance? I'm sorry, but is this tank of Federation or Chozo origin? If it's Federation, then how the hell did they manage to build anything this far down? Huh. Probably the only time I can think of where Samus would take cover like this. Part of me wants to say that somehow feels out of character for her, despite the fact that we don't really have much personality to go on at this point in the series. On the other hand, it's clearly pretty effective, and there's really not much reason to not hide behind some cover to shoot at something repeatedly when you can do so and the enemy doesn't have that option. Huh. This might be the only enemy in the game that has the little color-changing thing as we inflict damage. Right, now that the random tank mech is gone, time for us to leave. Not that we have any idea of just how far we have to go in order to avoid being blown up. Oh, you've gotta be kidding me. Really? We have to go down to leave, and it doesn't look like we can just shoot our way down? Well, at least it didn't take me long to figure out we needed to use the speed boost there. Fucking hell, of course we need another speed boost before we're allowed to the elevator. Okay, not sure if I should be more confused that the minimap implied we could have gone left or right while still in the elevator, or worried that the bar isn't disappearing now that we're heading upwards. Bloody hell, just how much further do we have to go before we're at a safe distance from this explosion? And what is the point of locking the door behind us if we're too busy trying to escape to give a damn about going back that way? Right, so to go up, we need to go down for a bit. Oh, come on, the bar just started leaping upwards. I got bullshit on this escape scene. Up until that moment, it felt tense to me. Now it feels pretty bullshit. And yet another moment clearly meant to slow us down now that the bar for the power cell is nearly full. I suppose I could have just climbed up and used regular bombs, but we may as well keep acting like there's a sense of genuine urgency at the moment. And again, arbitrarily, the bar starts rising up in a hurry, just as we are forced to slow down again. Okay, that did a lot of damage to us. Well, it's possible for us to go back down there if we wanted to, but for the moment I don't see much reason why we'd want to, especially when the closest save point is upwards. Would have been kind of embarrassing to get killed just before reaching this save point. Right. Time to check one of the spots where we needed a super bomb in order to open a door. Another especially dark room. Wonderful. Let there be light. A research and development facility. Please tell me that the Federation somehow set all this up, and it's not the work of the Chozo, because if it is... ugh. Not too sure why we need these platforms when we're able to just practically fly by now. Okay. Also not sure how we're supposed to avoid damage from those electric things in here. Still, at least we can tank the hits. Well, that certainly looks interesting. Wow. Seems we're dealing with two non-Metroid boss fights in the same clip. This should be interesting. Well, hopefully it's easier to remove that equipment from this thing than it is to remove equipment from our suit. Though considering some of the circumstances in future games where Samus is just going to lose equipment, sometimes for gameplay reasons that suit breaks apart more easily than Hollywood glass. And other times it's more durable than some of the best of Iron Man's suits. And much like comic books, sometimes it feels like Samus' limits and abilities end up changing from one installment to the next. She may be more grounded than many of the other Nintendo characters, but there's still a bit of inconsistency, some of it so minor that you'd have to pay extra close attention in order to notice it, and others downright blindingly obvious. Well, it's certainly got quite a number of attacks to throw at us. Wonder which one of them we're going to earn when we destroy this thing. Definitely more than a little annoying to fight against something that can strike us from outside of our visual range. Dear God, probably should have stayed at ground level if it was gonna shoot this kind of crap around. But then it's hard to appropriately react to its attacks when we can't see what it's doing. At least it's been repeating a few of those attacks. That's gotta be worth something. And we're certainly getting some means of healing ourselves over the course of this fight. So we've got a chance to avoid being completely drained in this rather grueling one. Doesn't change the fact that hitting those other two tan sections is proving to be a bit of a pain in the ass to pull off. Well, thanks for the help, but I'd prefer to cause some more damage to you down here. Am I gonna have to go back up there in order to do more damage to the damn thing? Okay, so it's only got one tan part left. Not sure how much more abuse we're gonna have to deliver once we've dealt with all those tan things, but hey, we're making progress. That's gotta be worth something. Even if I have the distinct feeling I've been in this fight for far too long. Oh dear God, don't tell me I'm gonna get taken down by this thing after fighting it for so damn long. Okay, all the tan parts are gone. Now what do we start shooting? Is it just the guns attached to the thing we have to destroy now? Funny how it's easy to tell I'm making progress, but not so easy to tell just how much more we need to do in order to kill this thing. Apparently, the guns keep reforming even though we destroyed the tan bits, which I thought were the things that the lore entry meant when it said that's how this machine repairs itself. My mistake. And there we go, that boss is finally out of the picture. Certainly took long enough. I was kinda hoping we'd get an upgrade the moment it was dead, but apparently we need to keep climbing. Hopefully at the end of this road is something more than just more ammo for something. With the amount of trouble we have just gone through, I think I'm justified saying we've earned something major as a reward. Right, may as well grab this while we're here. For a moment I was worried we needed a super bomb to get up there. Well, I suppose that makes it a little easier to deal with some of the minor enemies we've been running into at this point, but I wouldn't call it an especially major upgrade. Seriously, no ice beam for the Metroids, no suit that lets us dive into lava, and just, where are we supposed to go from here? Well, at the very least we can save and get some fresh ammo before trying to find whatever corners we haven't explored just yet. Well, reloading the game again got the music to come back. I suppose that's something. Doesn't tell us where we need to go next, but I'll take whatever I can get to keep my nerves from starting to think something major is going to happen after the surprisingly grueling boss fight we just got through. Well, that was insultingly easy. I know there used to be lava here, but still, you'd think they'd have had a destructible block in front of that one. Huh. Here's hoping this leads us to more Metroids. So that's the kind of progress I most definitely like to see. Okay, pretty sure we're gonna find the gravity suit relatively soon if we're gonna have this much water all around us. Well, I'm pretty sure the structure is gonna function just well enough to throw some threats in our general direction. Assuming the local fish don't eat us before we actually get inside. Do we have any confirmation that Metroids can't swim, or are they at least slowed down so these high-speed little bastards could keep away with them? Great, now I can't help thinking of Atlantis. Why is it those kinds of columns always make me think of Greece instead of Rome, anyway? Speed boost block when we're underwater. I'm pretty sure someone somewhere was laughing when they set up that barrier. Not specifically because it's pissing me off, but I'm sure it must be fun to do the level design and, obstacles in the various Metroid games. Wait, we can get hurt by bubbles? Right. Of course that was a waste of a super bomb. I'm not even sure why I bothered with that. We're definitely in territory where we're gonna need another few major upgrades in order to make some progress. Here's hoping I can avoid getting ripped to shreds by the fish now that I know what to expect down here. It's pretty funny how much of an effect water has on us, even if it's not a dangerous substance like acid or lava. Sometimes all you really need to do is slow the player down and weigh them down, not throw some ultra-dangerous obstacle in the way. My only real issue here is the fact that earlier in the game, I had the sense we were close to the end, because the environment was your classic dangerous-looking one. Sure, not every fiery spike pit in a game is near endgame stuff, but at the very least, I saw all the bones and thought things are gonna get a hell of a lot more lifeless down here. But no, this area doesn't feel any less populated by non-Metroid lifeforms than the earlier areas as far as I can tell. If anything, I think there's more life around here than there was in the area I was calling hell earlier. Probably said something that I just can't find it in me to give a damn about outright buzzsaws in front of us. Okay, so now that we've got suicidal robots that generate loud explosions that wouldn't look out of place in a bullet hell game, I'm assuming we're gonna take a lot of damage. Doesn't seem like there's a way into that chamber for some reason. Ah well, let's just save and call it a day for now.